What if the key to true love isn't out there, but within you? In this video, we reveal 3 powerful insights from Carl Jung that can completely change the way you approach love and relationships. You'll learn how to recognize your emotional patterns, understand your inner self, and align your values to attract authentic love. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and like this video to support our content. In the comments, write, "True love begins with self-awareness," and tell us where you're watching from. We'd love to connect with you. Number 1. Know thyself, understanding your inner map. Have you ever felt like you're repeating the same relationship patterns, even when you try to do things differently? Maybe you find yourself drawn to the same type of person over and over again, only to end up hurt, confused, or disappointed. It might not be about them. It might be about something inside of you, something you haven't fully understood yet. That's what this part of the video is here to help you discover. When you understand yourself, you unlock the ability to attract love that is real, stable, and fulfilling. Most people rush to find someone else before they've taken the time to really know who they are. They focus on appearances, achievements, or chemistry, without realizing that the foundation for lasting love is self-knowledge. If you don't know what truly matters to you, how can you know who's truly right for you? Imagine walking into a relationship where you no longer question if you're enough. You feel grounded. You speak with clarity. You know your values, your emotional needs, and how to express them. That's not luck. That's self-awareness in action. And the amazing part, you already have everything inside you to begin this transformation. In this video, we're going to guide you through this inner map. Carl Jung believed that much of what shapes our lives comes from what we haven't yet made conscious. Think about it. How many of your decisions in love come from habits instead of choice? When you start becoming aware of those hidden patterns, everything begins to shift. Let's start with your personality. Not the surface level kind, but the deeper traits that influence how you relate to others. Are you more of a thinker or a feeler? Do you focus on details or look at the big picture? Are you energized by time alone or by being with others? Knowing these things can help you spot the kind of connection that really suits you, not just someone who looks good on paper. For example, if you're someone who deeply values emotional connection, but you keep dating people who avoid talking about their feelings, you'll always feel disconnected. That's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to notice the pattern. Once you do, you can make different choices, conscious ones, that align with what your heart actually needs. Think about a time when you compromised something really important to you just to keep someone else happy. Maybe you stayed quiet when you wanted to speak up. Maybe you changed your plans, your style, even your dreams to fit someone else's life. That's a sign that you were seeking love without really honoring your own identity. And you deserve better than that. Self-knowledge isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming honest. When you're honest with yourself, you give others permission to be honest with you. That creates space for love that's based on truth, not performance. And in a world full of masks and filters, that kind of love is rare and powerful. Start paying attention to what triggers you emotionally. Is it when someone ignores your messages? When they don't prioritize you? When they dismiss your feelings? These triggers are clues. They reveal what's been wounded inside you and what still needs your attention. Don't judge yourself for them. Use them as a guide to go deeper. You might be wondering, how do I begin this self-discovery? One simple way is journaling. Each night, write down one moment in your day that made you feel emotionally charged, either really happy or really upset. Ask yourself why that moment mattered so much. What did it touch inside of you? Over time, patterns will start to emerge. Another tool is self-reflection through questions. Try asking yourself, what do I want most in a partner? Why is that important to me? Where did that desire come from? These questions help you dig beneath the surface and discover what your heart truly longs for, not what the world tells you to want, but what you genuinely need. Sometimes we chase love in places that leave us empty, because we're still carrying wounds from the past. If you were told as a child that love had to be earned, you might attract people who make you prove your worth. But Jung taught us that healing begins when we make the unconscious conscious. That means recognizing where those beliefs came from and gently choosing something different. Can you recall the first time you felt rejected? Maybe it was a friend who stopped calling, A parent who didn't notice you. A crush who didn't feel the same. These early experiences shape our emotional blueprint, but they don't have to define your future. Once you see them clearly, you can start rewriting the story. In your search for love, don't forget that you are the constant. People will come and go, but your relationship with yourself is lifelong. How you talk to yourself, care for yourself, and show up for yourself sets the tone for every other connection in your life. Make it a good one. Self-awareness also helps you communicate better. When you know your needs, you can express them calmly and confidently. You stop expecting others to read your mind or fix your feelings. You become a partner who takes responsibility, not someone waiting to be rescued. Think about a recent conflict you had, maybe with a friend, a family member, or someone you were dating. What did you really want in that moment? Was it respect, attention, affection? Being able to identify your core emotional needs can change the way you approach every relationship. Sometimes you have to be brave enough to sit with yourself. Turn off the noise, put down the phone, and just listen. What do you really want? What are you afraid of? What are you proud of? These are powerful questions that connect you with your truest self. And your truest self is the one most capable of real love. In a world that pushes quick fixes, learning to understand yourself is a radical act, but it's also the most rewarding one. When you show up fully to your own life, you stop settling for halfway love. You raise your standards not from pride but from clarity. Imagine waking up tomorrow and saying, I know who I am and I'm no longer afraid to be that person. You'd walk differently, speak differently, choose differently, and the people who are meant for you would recognize that confidence and be drawn to it. Every choice you make from self-awareness becomes a seed of confidence, of clarity, of true connection. Those seeds grow over time into something beautiful, a love that reflects your truth, not your fear. The next part of this video will explore how your past emotional patterns shape your present connections. This awareness builds on everything you've just discovered about yourself and takes it one step further. Number 2, the mirror of connection, recognizing patterns in attraction. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why you're drawn to certain people? Why some relationships feel magnetic, even when they hurt you? In this part of the video, we're going to look closely at the emotional patterns that silently guide your choices in love, often without you even realizing it. These patterns are not random. They are deeply connected to your early emotional experiences, past relationships, and the hidden beliefs you carry about what love should feel like. Think of every connection as a mirror, reflecting back something about your inner world. Some mirrors show you beauty and joy, while others reveal wounds that still need healing. Let's begin by identifying the patterns. Do you keep attracting emotionally unavailable people? Or perhaps you're always the one giving more, hoping to be chosen, seen, or validated. These cycles are not just frustrating, they're informative. They hold the key to what's really going on inside of you. For instance, if you constantly find yourself chasing approval, it could be a sign that part of you is still trying to earn love. Maybe in the past love came with conditions. Be good, stay quiet, don't ask for too much. That version of love left a mark. And unless you bring it to light, you'll keep replaying the script with new people. Carl Jung believed that relationships reveal what's hidden. They don't just show you the other person, they show you yourself. When you feel triggered in love, it's often not about what's happening in that moment, but about an older wound being touched. Recognizing this can completely shift how you respond. Think of a time when someone ignored your message or canceled plans without warning. Did it feel like just a small disappointment, or did it stir something deeper? Maybe it reminded you of feeling invisible as a child or not being prioritized in a past relationship. These are the emotional fingerprints of your pattern. The goal isn't to blame anyone, it's to become curious. When you can say, that reaction came from somewhere, you begin to take your power back. You're no longer just reacting, you're understanding. And with understanding comes choice. Let's talk about chemistry. It's that instant spark, the butterflies, the sense of this is it. But what if that intense pull is actually your nervous system recognizing a familiar emotional experience, even if that experience wasn't healthy? It's possible that what feels like love is just what you've learned to call love. This doesn't mean you should fear connection. It means you need to become more conscious about what draws you to someone. Ask yourself, Does this person make me feel safe or anxious? Do I feel respected or confused? These questions help you tell the difference between love and emotional habit. Relationships are not about fixing someone else. They are about revealing what still needs attention in ourselves. If you're constantly trying to heal, save, or prove yourself to your partner, it might be time to ask why. What are you trying to heal that isn't even theirs to fix? It's powerful to realize that your past doesn't have to define your future. Just because you were hurt before doesn't mean you're destined to be hurt again. But that freedom only comes when you bring awareness to what's been guiding you unconsciously. Try this simple practice. Write down the last 3 people you felt deeply connected to. Then list how each of them made you feel. Was there a pattern in the way they treated you? Did you feel small, ignored, controlled, or valued, seen, and cherished? Let those answers reveal what your emotional compass is set to. Often we think we're unlucky in love when really we're just unaware. Unaware of the internal programming that says, this is what love looks like. Jung's teachings invite you to reprogram that story, to say, I can choose differently now. I can create a new experience. Have you ever felt more alive in the chaos of a complicated relationship than in the calm of a healthy one? That's a sign your nervous system is wired for survival, not safety. You may be mistaking intensity for intimacy, but true love doesn't require constant drama. It feels peaceful, honest, and stable. This kind of reflection isn't always easy. It requires you to be honest about your own part in the pattern. To say I stayed too long or I ignored the red flags is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's how you grow, and every step you take toward awareness brings you closer to real connection. Don't be afraid to pause before jumping into your next relationship. Take time to reflect. Ask yourself, what am I really looking for? Am I drawn to this person because they meet my values or because they match my old emotional wounds? That pause can save you years of heartache. Learning your patterns doesn't mean you'll never be hurt again, but it does mean you'll stop hurting yourself by choosing what doesn't serve you. You'll start recognizing when love feels nourishing instead of draining, when someone adds to your peace instead of disturbing it. Start surrounding yourself with people who reflect your healing, not your pain. People who see your worth without you having to prove it. People who make you feel calm, not anxious. These are the relationships that allow love to grow, not just survive. You deserve to feel safe in love. You deserve to be chosen without begging, loved without conditions, and respected without question. But first you need to believe that for yourself. And belief begins with awareness. Keep asking questions. Keep being curious about your reactions, your attractions, your needs. This curiosity leads to wisdom, and wisdom leads to transformation. Not just in your love life, but in how you see yourself. In the next part of this video, we'll talk about how to stop searching for love and start becoming the kind of partner you've always wanted to find. When you live from that place, you stop chasing love, and love starts finding you. Number 3. True love starts with you becoming the partner you seek. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you stopped focusing on finding the right person and started becoming the right person? In this part of the video, we'll explore how true love doesn't begin with someone else. It begins with you. And when you truly embody the love you seek, you naturally attract it. Let's start with a simple truth. You are already enough. But sometimes life experiences make you forget that. You begin looking outside yourself for someone to complete you, to validate you, to love you in a way you haven't yet loved yourself. This can create a cycle where you're always hoping to feel whole through someone else's attention. So imagine entering a relationship where you aren't afraid of being left because you no longer abandon yourself. You speak up with kindness and confidence. You know what matters to you. You set boundaries without guilt. This is what it means to become the partner you've always wanted to find. Carl Jung taught that transformation happens when we become aware of our choices and live from that awareness. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming real. When you live in alignment with your values, you attract others who respect those values too. You don't need to chase love, you become a magnet for it. Ask yourself, what qualities do you admire in a loving partner? Maybe it's honesty, empathy, playfulness, or strength. Now ask yourself, do you practice those qualities in your own life? Are you being what you want to receive? That shift from expectation to embodiment changes everything. Think about how you treat yourself when no one's watching. Do you criticize your body, your choices, your emotions? Or do you offer compassion, forgiveness, and patience? The way you treat yourself sets the tone for how others treat you. Self-respect invites respect. Self-love invites love. You don't need to wait for someone else to bring love into your life. You can create it right now by how you speak to yourself, how you care for your needs, how you protect your energy. These small daily acts of self-love build your confidence from the inside out. Have you ever seen someone who walks into a room and seems effortlessly magnetic? Not because of how they look, but because of how they carry themselves. That's inner alignment. That's what happens when someone truly values who they are and lives according to that value. When you become whole on your own, you stop tolerating half-hearted love. You stop settling for breadcrumbs. You start saying no to confusion and yes to clarity. You attract people who are drawn to your authenticity. Not your performance, not your appearance, but your presence. Start by making a list of the values you want to live by. Things like kindness, honesty, creativity, loyalty. Then look at your life. Are your actions matching your values? If not, it's not a failure, it's an invitation to realign. That alignment builds the kind of self-trust that love needs to grow. Think of a time you stayed in a situation where you weren't respected or appreciated. What kept you there? Was it fear of being alone? A belief that love had to be earned? When you face those fears directly, they lose their power. You realize that being alone with peace is far better than being with someone who makes you feel alone. True love doesn't arrive when you feel empty. It arrives when you're already full, when you've learned to meet your own needs, to find joy in your own company, to believe in your own worth. That fullness is what draws people who want to share, not take. If you've been through heartbreak, you might wonder if you'll ever love again. But healing begins when you give yourself the love you were hoping to receive. When you become your own source of comfort, encouragement, and celebration, you build a foundation no one can shake. Don't wait for someone to show up and choose you. Choose yourself today. Show up for your dreams. Speak kindly to your mind. Make time for the things that light you up. This is not selfish, it's essential. When your light shines, it naturally brightens the lives of those around you. You can also practice being a loving partner to others in small ways. Listen without interrupting. Offer support without trying to fix. Celebrate their joy without comparison. These habits not only strengthen your relationships, they show you what love in action really looks like. Remember, becoming the partner you seek doesn't mean pretending to be perfect. It means being willing to grow, to reflect, to take responsibility, and to lead with integrity. It's a daily choice to show up with love and intention, even when it's hard. Imagine meeting someone who mirrors the love you've been giving to yourself. They don't save you, they meet you. They don't complete you, they complement you. That kind of connection feels easy, safe, and deeply fulfilling. And it becomes possible when you've already built that love from within. Even in the moments when you feel doubtful or discouraged, remind yourself you're not behind. You're not broken. You are in the process of becoming someone who loves with depth, courage, and authenticity. That version of you is already taking shape. So take one step today. Maybe it's journaling about what you truly want in love. Maybe it's setting a boundary. Maybe it's treating yourself with kindness when you make a mistake. Each step counts. Each step brings you closer to the love you're meant to experience. Keep growing. Keep trusting. Keep becoming. Because the more you live as the love you desire, the more love you'll see reflected back in your life. And the more you'll realize that true love doesn't just find you, it recognizes you because you've already become it. The power of love begins within you. If you've made it this far, it means you're truly committed to creating a deeper, more authentic kind of love, starting from within. You've explored how self-awareness, emotional patterns, and personal growth shape the love you attract and deserve. Remember, true love isn't something you chase, it's something you build day by becoming whole in yourself. Now it's your turn. Write in the comments, "I am ready for true love," so we know you reached the end of the video. If this content inspired you, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss a powerful message like this one.